Good morning, you guys. I'm so glad to see you. It's Miss Mott coming to you from her house. We were in this space yesterday. Let me turn the camera so you can see the mindful jar. So yeah, you're just in the same space. I've turned you around. We're going to do some mindfulness and movement with our book In My Heart that we were discussing. So find a mindful body in easy pose or in hero's pose and sit up tall and get still and silent. Decide if you want to keep your eyes open or rest them closed and listen to the sound of the mindful bell. Raise your hand when you no longer hear the sound. Great job, you guys. Give yourself a little roof raising for your awesome mindful listening. So yesterday we were reading In My Heart, or maybe it was 5 minutes ago for you if you're listening to these back to back. And we had created a heart. And my heart was empty before. And now I sat with myself right after I recorded yesterday and I thought, how is it that I feel? What feelings did I have in my heart? And for me, sometimes I know exactly how I feel, right? I'm feeling happy or I'm frustrated with something. But sometimes I like to get real quiet and just sit and try to feel how many different feelings I feel. So some of the words that came for me yesterday when I was doing this were lonely, focused, steady, clear, sad, grateful, worried, strong, and happy. And if you're thinking, my earring just fell out though, so interesting. If you're thinking that's really wild that I could feel sad and happy at the same time, um, or clear and worried, right? It makes sense that it's kind of confusing. How could I feel happy and sad? And part of my sadness, I feel like, is that I miss seeing all my friends every day at Shamrock Gardens. But then when I take a walk with my dog or with my family and I see all the beautiful trees that are blooming right now, um, it brings me a lot of joy and happiness. So while I'm feeling sadness for missing some certain people right in my life, you guys, I also have happiness because there's so much beauty happening in nature right now. And I still get to run into people in my neighborhood that are awesome. So we can have lots of different feelings at the same time. Here's two more examples of some hearts. You can see this one. And then this one, I don't know if you can read some of those words. Those were done by my fourth grader and my first grader. And some of the words they had written down were happy, mad, glad, sad, thankful, gratitude, kindness, and mindfulness. Great, mad, cool, happy, grateful, sad, and annoyed. So we have a lot of feelings going on in this house, which makes a lot of sense because we have a lot of stuff going on right now that aren't like we're used to. And that can bring up a lot of feelings and it makes a lot of sense. So we're going to do some movements in our body today. And I find that when I have some upset or some stuck energy, the more I move my body, I can move through those movements. Or I can move through those feelings so that the feeling of sadness can move through me and I can feel it and go, yeah, I feel sad because I'm not with my teacher friends and all my student friends at school. Yep, that's so. And I know I will get to see them all again at some point, right? this is not going to stay forever. So it helps me move through my feelings. So we're going to start in cow pose. So I'm going to be doing yoga on my rug today, and I'm going to scoot back a little bit so you'll be able to see me as I move through some of our poses. And then I might even turn this way for some of our poses. But for now, we're going to start with our hands on the earth. And you can notice that my hands are under my shoulders and my knees are under my hips and my fingers are spread, sturdy and strong, and I'm pressing down. So we'll just start right here in tabletop before we even move from cat to cow. And just notice how you feel. Take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out. And as your next inhale comes, send your hips back, send your heart forward. And then as your exhale comes around your back, press your hands and your knees into the earth. And then as your next inhale comes, move into cow pose. And then press your hands and your knees down and come into cat pose. Meow. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Round that back. You can even close your eyes. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Awesome. On your next inhale, look forward. You're going to keep your knees and your hands where they are, but you're going to just send your feet over to the right. And then look over your right shoulder and look towards your feet. And then as you inhale, send your feet the other way and look over your left shoulder and look towards your feet. Feel all that stretch in your side body. And inhale, bring your hands still underneath your shoulders. Bring your feet back to where they were. And inhale, look forward. And then exhale, press down through your hands, press down through your feet and lift your hips up for down dog. And bend your knees, look at your hands. And then exhale, bring your knees back to the earth. Awesome job. I'm going to turn so you can see the next part. So I'm going to turn to the side. And we're going to take our right hand out in front of us. And our left foot out behind us. Whoa, and we may feel sturdy and strong here. We might feel wobbly. We might even have to bring our hand and our foot down for a second before we press back up. It's okay. Let's try that 2 times. Bring your foot and your hand down as you inhale. And exhale up. And then inhale your hand and your knee down. Awesome. Make sure that your hands and your knee are back under your shoulders and under your hips. This time, instead of starting with our hand, we're going to start with our foot. So take your right foot back behind you. Spread your toes, pointing your toes towards the earth, and lift your left hand. Take a deep breath in here. And then we're going to exhale, bring it down. Inhale up. Exhale, toes and fingers down. And inhale up. Look forward, press your hand forward, press your foot back, and then exhale, hand and knee down. Awesome, you guys. Now we're going to bring our big toes together. We're going to walk our knees out a little more and send our hips back towards our heels. And make a pillow with your hands and rest your hands on top of each other and then your head on top of your hands. And just take a couple deep breaths here. In my heart, how am I feeling? So I'm just doing a couple movements. Am I feeling more relaxed? Am I feeling more calm? Am I feeling more peace? Just take a breath to notice. Then on your next inhale, and I'm going to turn, I'm still in child's pose. On your next inhale, look towards your fingers. Come to the fingertips and your piano fingers. Do, 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 do. Play the piano, whatever song. Do, 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 do. And then we're going to take our piano fingers, our spider fingers, and we're going to walk them over to the right. And we're going to keep our left hip back and take all big breath all into that side body. And then as our exhale comes, we're going to walk our hands, our spider fingers over to the other side. Right hip back. Fingers on the earth, sending our heart towards our fingertips. And then exhale, walk them all the way back to the middle. Inhale, come up on all fours. Beautiful. Then we're going to tuck our toes under and lift our knees up. We're going to come into our plank pose. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, come all the way down, flat like a pancake. Make a pillow, rest your head. And then flip your cheek, rest your head the other way. And then reach your favorite hands out in front of you and scoop up some butter for your pancake. And spread your butter on your pancake. And then scoop up some syrup and put some syrup on your pancake and spread your syrup on your pancake. Awesome. And cook your pancakes. You might want to roll your pancake. Roll it back over. Roll it the other way. That feels good. Maybe your pancake just needs to rest and you're just right here. Whatever feels best for you. And take your hands out in front of you. Press your hands down. Press your feet down. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, press your hands down. Press your feet down. Lift your heart up. Then begin, just like we did before, to lift your right hand up and your left toes up. And bring it down. And then lift your opposite hand and foot up. Bring it down. And now lift both hands up, both feet up. Maybe even bring your hands behind you. Lift your feet, lift your hands, lift your heart, send your heart forward. And then exhale, come back down, rest. Flat like a pancake, rest your body. Flip your cheek over, rest your face on the other side. Awesome job. Then inhale, walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Send your elbows back behind you. Press your feet into the earth. Press your hands into the earth. Send your heart forward and up for snake pose. Bring your belly in and up. Hug your elbows in. Lift your heart. Make a silly or scary snake face. And then rest all the way back down. Tuck your toes under. Come up to all fours. And then sit back on your knees for hero's pose. And as you're sitting in hero's pose, I want you to think of one thing that you are grateful for. One human, one pet, one tree, whatever it is, one game. I'm grateful for my dog. I appreciate her and her unconditional love. What are you grateful for? So we're going to end our class giving ourselves 3 shark fins, listening to our mindful bell. Thanks for being with me today. I miss you. Have the best rest of your day. See you soon.